Our topic is about probiotic and health benefits of fermented milk and food products. We usually think of bacteria as something that cause diseases, but the body contains full of bacteria, both good and bad. Probiotics are live bacteria and yeast that are good for and have beneficial effect on the host by improving its intestinal microbial balance and keep our gut healthy. Probiotic concept. The word probiotic comes from Greek and means for life. Probiotic is used to refer to culture of live microorganism which when administered to humans or animals improve properties of indigenous microbiota in the food industry. The term is described as live microbial food ingredients that are beneficial to health. It is important to mention that for a microorganism to be considered probiotic, must survive passage through the stomach and maintain its viability and metabolic activity in the intestine native inhabitants of the human or animal. Gastrointestinal tract such as lactobacilli and bifidobacteria are considered to be probiotic but often display low stress tolerance which reduces their viability in probiotic applications. Microorganisms traditionally grow in fermented foods such as lactic acid bacteria. Propionobacteria and yeast are also considered for these applications. Benefits of probiotic. Probiotic is divided into three subdivisions: normalized intestine, immunomodulation, metabolic effects. In normalized intestine, suppression of PBMS, intestinal mucosal integrity, regulation of bowel movement IBS. In immunomodulation, strengthens immunity, food allergy symptoms, control of IBD. Metabolic effect, production of vitamins, improves digestion, lactose tolerance, lower cholesterol. Probiotic strain. Lactobacillus species, Lactobacillus acidophilus, Lactobacillus plantarum, Bifidobacterium species, Bifidobacterium bifidum, Bifidobacterium infantis, Bifidobacterium longum. Probiotic strain characteristics: human origin, acid and salt bile stability, adherence to human intestinal cells, survival in the human intestinal tract, production of antimicrobial substance, safety in food and clinical use, clinically validated and documented health effects. Frozen yogurt, Yakult dairy drink, probiotic cultured dairy beverage, has citrus flavor, sold in single shot, containers that contain around 8 billion live and active lactobacillus casei shirota cells per bottle.
What is meant by fermentation? It is a metabolic process in which an organism converts a carbohydrate such as starch and sugar into alcohol or acid. Moving on to the fermented milk products. These products are created when milk ferments with specific kind of bacteria called lactobacilli or bifidobacteria. In this process, the milk is partially digested by the bacteria, thus makes these products easier to digest, especially for the people who have milk allergies or lactose intolerant. In extra, this process increases the shelf life of the product. So people take fermented milk by mouth for diarrhea caused by a virus or antibiotics, stomach flu, fever, arthritis or asthma. And it is also used for gastrointestinal disorders, cancers, diabetics, high cholesterol, high blood pressure and many other conditions. So how does it work? The special bacteria added to regular milk to make fermented milk. This breaks down the milk proteins and sugar called lactose. As I said before, this helps people digest milk better, especially people with allergies to milk protein or people who are lactose intolerant. In addition, this fermented milk also seems to have some antioxidant and immunostimulating effects. Now we are going to see some of the fermented milk products. First one, cheese. Basically, cheese is concentrated of two major milk components, milk protein and milk fat. Besides milk, it contains a selected strains of bacteria, a milk clotting agent and sodium chloride. These are the types of organisms used for various types of cheeses. For soft cheese, the microorganisms used are Streptococcus cremosis and Penicillium camembert. And for semi-soft cheese, the microorganisms are Lactococcus lactis and Brevibacterium linens. And for hard cheese, the microorganisms used are Lactobacillus casei and Lactobacillus plantarum. For semi-hard cheese, the organism used is Lactobacillus casei and Streptococcus cremosis. And for fresh cheese, the organism used is Streptococcus. And for blue cheese, the organism used is Penicillium roquefort and Lactococcus lactis. Next is yogurt. Yogurt is produced by the controlled fermentation of milk by two species of bacteria called Lactobacillus bulgaricus and Lactococcus thermophilus. The lactose is fermented to lactic acid and it is the one which causes the characteristic curd to form. Streptococcus thermophilus brings the pH of the milk down to 5.5 and the Lactobacillus bulgaricus converts lactose to lactic acid. The proteolytic enzymes from Lactobacillus bulgaricus breaks down the milk proteins into peptides. These peptides stimulate the growth of Lactococcus thermophilus, which in turn produce formic acid and carbon dioxide. These are the growth stimulants for Lactobacillus bulgaricus. Next is acidophilus milk. For this acidophilus milk product, the whole milk or skimmed milk is fermented with Lactobacillus acidophilus, which is said to have therapeutic benefits in the gastrointestinal tract. And it has an overall beneficial effect on people, especially those who are suffering from frequent diarrhea and intestinal gas. In this process, the bacteria are grown separately and added to pasteurized milk, and the inoculated milk is kept at 4 degrees Celsius. When this milk is consumed, these beneficial bacteria are activated in the warm stomach and intestinal tract. Benefits of fermented milk product. Gut health. The fermentation of milk by bacteria leads to the release of various bioactive components that may have health promoting effects. Additional probiotics, which contains beneficial bacteria, may be added to products such as yogurt. The bacteria in fermented milk products help to maintain a healthy mix of bacteria in the gut, so that consumption of yogurt or fermented milk may improve certain conditions affecting the gut, including lactose digestion and intolerance, diarrhea, constipation, and symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome. Heart, blood vessels, and blood pressure. Studies shown an association between consuming yogurt or fermented milk has an improved heart health and reduced risk of stroke. These effects may be due to healthier fat levels in the blood, particularly lower total cholesterol and reduced blood pressure. Moreover, several studies have shown an association between consuming fermented milk products has reduced risk of colorectal and breast cancer, but on the other hand, consumption of dairy products has been associated with increased risk of developing prostate cancer.
Now we are going to see about the use of probiotics in various food industries. Potential use of Bacillus coagulant in the food industry. Among lactic acid bacteria, Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium are the most commonly used bacteria in probiotic foods, but they are not resistant to heat treatment. Bacillus coagulans has recently attracted the attention of researchers and food manufacturers as it exhibits characteristics of both the Bacillus and Lactobacillus genera. In addition, a large number of studies has been carried out at a low-cost microbial production of industry-valuable products such as lactic acid and various enzymes of wheat coagulants which have been used in food production. UD adds the probiotic Bacillus coagulans into the facts almond, amarnath, and Kuona bars after they are done baking. Enzymes production from probiotics is that are added as food additives. Among food components, enzymes serve as a living catalyst for chemical reactions, which can be beneficial or detrimental during food processing. Some yeast enzymes also have been introduced into the food industries, although yeast in general do not have the generally regarded as safe status. Industrial enzymes are produced as heterologous proteins by recombinant methods. Certain yeasts also have been developed to produce heterologous proteins, including K. pasteurase, S. cerevisiae, B. adenovirans, O. polymorpha, K. lactis, S. pombe, Escherichia lipolytica, Pseudomonas species, and other yeast species. Bifidobacteria species has antimicrobial surface treatments in fish. The combination of B. infantis and 0.5% of sodium acetate extended the life of catfish fillets by 3 days. Fish treated with B. infantis and 0.5% of sodium acetate were highly comparable to fresh fillets in terms of odor and appearance for up to 6 days. Microbiological and sensory qualities of shrimp treated with 1.5% potassium sorbate and B. brev NCFB 2258 were evaluated by Aldegal and Bazara. Surface treatment of potassium sorbate and B. brev NCFB 2258 reduced the growth of psychotrophic bacteria and extended the shelf life of shrimp by 3 days compared to the control shrimps. Use of probiotics on fruit-based products. Nowadays, there is an increasing interest in the development of fruit juice-based probiotic products. The fruit juices contain beneficial nutrients that can be an ideal medium for probiotics. The fruits are rich in several nutrients such as minerals, vitamins, dietary fibers, antioxidants, and do not contain any daily allergens that might prevent usage by certain segments of the population. Those characteristics allow the selection of appropriate strains of probiotics to manufacture enjoyable, healthy fruit juice. However, the sensory impact of probiotic cultures would have been different taste profiles compared to the conventional non-functional products. The suitability of non-juice as a raw material for the production of probiotics was studied by Wang and others and found that B. longum and L. plantarum can be optimal probiotics for fermented noni juice. Pomegranate juice was proved to be a suitable probiotic drink as research have shown desirable microbial growth and viability for L. plantarum and L. delbrueckii. Probiotics in food and vegetables. The needs of those people suffering from lactose intolerance and hypercholesterolemia and to meet the growing demand for vegetarian products. For this reason, there is an increasing demand for vegetarian probiotic product food based on the fruits and vegetables such as fruit and vegetable juices represent a new potential career and source of probiotic microorganisms. The microorganisms enter the pores, cracks and lesions on the surface of the fruits. Some operations such as peeling and cutting performed on minimally processed products can favor the availability of nutrients such as sugars, vitamins and minerals needed for probiotic growth. Lactic acid bacteria isolated from the same plant can be used as probiotics. Fruits and vegetables represent ill-promoting foods thanks to the combination of probiotics naturally present in their structure. Strains of lactobacillus have been used in this regard for the production of a beverage made of single and mixed fermented cereals. The microorganisms survived producing a large amount of lactic acid. However, this large production of lactic acid and other organic acids shows that the enrichment of food with probiotics can have a negative effect on its sensory characteristics. Probiotics used as biopreservatives. Probiotic bacteria have long been known to control spoilage, dating back to 6000 BC, when Neolithic earthmen in Central Asia used animal stomachs to carry milk. The container's natural enzymes turned the milk to yogurt and kept it edible much longer, even in the hot sun, thanks to the natural competitive enhancement. Simply put, the good bacteria proved adept at outcompeting spoilage and pathogenic agents. It is also known that Genghis Khan gave his warriors great strength and stamina than mostly grain-fed enemy troops by feeding them horse milk yogurt, placing the Mongol emperor among the earliest documented proponents of probiotic health benefits in functional foods. The result is soldiers were stronger, had more stamina, better oral health, and greater immunity because of their yogurt-centric diet. Probiotics are also naturally found in fermented non-dairy products such as sauerkraut, kimchi, miso soup, and kombucha tea. Opportunities for probiotics in meat. Interestingly, meats have proven a better substrate for probiotics than many of these traditional products because meat proteins buffer stomach acid. This protects beneficial microorganisms, enabling them to survive powerful stomach acids in order to do their important work. Probiotic bacteria occur naturally in many European dry cured sausages and can allow for years of storage without refrigeration. Still, probiotics are novel as a functional additive to meats, and in recognizing that the use of biopreservation methods is not merely less harmful to our well-being than chemical preservation, but in some cases can deliver numerous health benefits, it becomes even more clearly a worthy option for shelf-life extension.
Conclusion. Due to the many benefits of probiotics in the absence of any risk, they have become a useful tool for medical community. They not only boost the functioning of the immune system, they naturally aid in the fighting of bad bacteria by supplying the body with enough good to keep the body in symbiosis. Unlike most traditional therapies for diseases and illness, there are no side effects or risk associated with them, nor there is a risk of overdose that leads to the need of prescription or the monitoring of a physician.